If you're thinking about moving to the Bellingham area, one of the first things you'll notice is how much lifestyle revolves around oceans, rivers, and lakes. As a longtime real estate agent and resident here in the Bellingham area, one thing I've learned is that the closer you are to the water, the more expensive the real estate. And if having direct water access is important to you, today I'm going to share with you a neighborhood. It's the only neighborhood in the Bellingham city limits that has direct lake access to Lake Whatcom. And what neighborhood is that? That's the Silver Beach neighborhood. Today I'm going to open up my laptop and we are going to tour on the Google Maps all things Silver Beach neighborhood. We'll also take a little stroll down North Shore Drive down Lake Whatcom so that you can decide if this is the right neighborhood for you. Before I jump into my Google Maps, I got to tell you, you must stay till the end of the video because there is a specific street in the Silver Beach neighborhood that you will never forget after this video. So watch till the end so you can find out the mystery street. My name's Tim Cornwell, lifetime resident and real estate agent here in the Bellingham area. And for the last 15 plus years, I've helped people just like you move to this area. And you know, one of the biggest questions I get is whether a certain neighborhood is worth the premium. Well, today we're going to take a deep dive into the Silver Beach neighborhood. We're going to jump on the Google Maps and let's figure out if this is worth the money for Silver Beach. We've got our Google Maps open, got to put these on to see where we're going. Here we are, United States, good old US of A. We're going to zoom north and there we go. If we look at Bellingham, Bellingham's right here. We are about 100 miles north of Seattle. That's about a 2-hour drive up Interstate 5, maybe a little bit less if you get good traffic. Getting up to Vancouver is a little bit easier, except you have to deal with the borders. This is US-Canada border right there. Sometimes the border can be easy and you go right through. Other times you could wait. Sometimes it's longer to get back into the US than into Canada. But that gives you a little bit of an idea of where Bellingham is compared to those two cities, beautiful cities. Okay, so let's look at Bellingham, zoom in here, and let's look specifically at Silver Beach neighborhood. Okay, so you can see we're outlined here, Silver Beach, and it is at the north end of Lake Whatcom. This big lake right here, Lake Whatcom, and getting around, it's pretty easy to get to different places from Silver Beach. As you can see, it's the east side of Bellingham, but it's centrally located. This street right here is an arterial called Lakeway. I can't zoom in when I have the little pencil thing going there. There we go. So this is an arterial called Lakeway Drive. And if you're thinking you need to get somewhere like shopping, like Fred Meyer, Whole Foods, get your tires changed, there's a couple of hotels right there, a couple of restaurants. That's Lakeway Drive. It's about 35 miles an hour. It gets you to Interstate 5. It gets you to downtown Bellingham. It's a great arterial to get you places. Up here is Alabama Street. And Alabama is a straight shot all the way to the freeway, although right here there is no on-ramp to the freeway. So you've either got to go north, you got to go south or north to get onto the freeway from Alabama. So that kind of messes people up. There's really not a lot of shopping or retail along Alabama. So that's more of a arterial just to get you down closer to the freeway. The other one is Barclay Boulevard. Barclay Boulevard takes you into this great retail area called Barclay Village. Again, we got grocery shopping. There's a movie theater there, restaurants. It's the financial district of Bellingham as well. So there's a lot of financial advisors, insurance, banks, that kind of thing. Title companies there, property management company, those kind of things. And then right over here is also another retail area called Sunset Square. So your Lowe's, your Panera Bread restaurants, Starbucks is right there. We got a Starbucks here, we got a Starbucks here. So lots of good options really close to Silver Beach neighborhood. Now, if we're thinking about other parts of town to get to, now those where I just pointed out, those are within 10 minutes to get to the freeway. If we need to get a little farther, like if you need to run up to, let's say, you want to go up to the mall, Bellows Fair Mall is right there. This whole road right here, Meridian, that goes straight north all the way to the Canadian border. But this whole area right here, this Meridian area, high commercial retail area, lots of shopping through there. If we go a little bit further north, Costco is right over here. And then a little further beyond that is the Bellingham Airport. Now, a lot of great flights in and out of Bellingham, certainly get you straight back and forth to Seattle multiple times a day. But there are direct flights from Bellingham to different places. My parents live in Phoenix, Mesa, Arizona. So there is a direct flight on an Allegiant from Bellingham right to Mesa, which I take frequently. Now, if we're going to go south, like let's say you work at Western and maybe you have a student at Western, you can come down Lakeway, get on the freeway, come right up here, Bill McDonald's Parkway, and there is Western Washington University. If you want to get down to Fairhaven, catch the ferry, catch a train, catch a bus, that's right here. You're probably 15 minutes to get to Western or get to Fairhaven. And then if you need to get south, like down to the next community south of here, which is Mount Vernon, Burlington, you're looking probably at about 30 to 35 minutes from the Silver Beach neighborhood. So up to the border, to get, again, just getting to the border itself, you're probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get right to that US-Canadian border. Then a couple other places that you might be interested in knowing are the hospital. So again, you can come down Barclay Boulevard, down Sunset, and then right over here, St. Joe's Hospital, big campus right there. And then we actually have two Trader Joe's. We have a Trader Joe's over here, Cordata area, and then we have one down over in this area on James Street. And then our most recent eating establishment that people are very excited about is Chick-fil-A. So if you're thinking about moving to the Bellingham, Washington area, I'm curious if Silver Beach neighborhood would work for you. How important is water, proximity to water activities and recreation to you? Is that location work for you? If so, hang with me because I'm going to go deeper into the details of those different aspects of the neighborhood. One of the things that makes the Silver Beach neighborhood unique is its unique history. And believe it or not, at one point in time, part of Silver Beach neighborhood was built on an old amusement park. That's right, an old amusement park. So back in the late 1800s, 1890s, Bellingham was really involved with logging and mining, and they were taking all these trees from the hillsides around the lake, and they would float them down the lake and bring them to Bloedel Donovan, the Bloedel Donovan mill. They had a lumber mill and they had a shake mill there, shingle mill, and they actually had an electric cable car system that ran back and forth down to Bellingham to get people up and down to the lake. And they also had a railroad that ran down what's now the railroad trail to move all the lumber down to Bellingham Bay. But right over here by Westside Pizza is a little section where they actually had an amusement park. There was a hotel that was built there. There was an amusement park. I've got a picture of it here. Had a roller coaster, 75-foot Ferris wheel. It had a merry-go-round. It had a dance hall, and then something called a bear pit. I don't know what happens in the bear pit, but they had live bears. That was right here. But over here in this area was the mill. So that is a little bit of the history about the Silver Beach neighborhood. Eventually, the amusement park and the hotel and all that stuff closed down. It got dismantled, and the mill shut down eventually as well. And the guy that ran the mill, his name is Bloedel, he actually donated all that land right over here and to the city of Bellingham, contributed $100,000, and they built a park there. We'll go deeper into that park in a little bit. But as you can see, this neighborhood is not that huge. It's only like 1 square mile or 2 square miles, something like that. There's about 3,000 people that live in the neighborhood, and there's only 1,300 properties. Now, the topography is hilly because if you think about it, the lake is sea level. Everything around the lake is going to be higher than sea level. So there are some steeper slopes, like there's a street called Academy Street right here. That is super steep. But then some of these over here in this part are a little more gently sloping. But generally speaking, you do get hillsides and that kind of thing. But again, I don't mind a little bit of a slope, a little bit of a hillside, especially with water views, because when you get houses built on those hills, you're going to get the sense of stadium seating where you can see over the house in front of you. So there's a lot more potential for some beautiful views of Lake Whatcom. Now, speaking of Lake Whatcom, it is a doozy. It's a big one. And let me show you how big it is. Look at that. That's about, right there, that's about 10 miles from end to end. In its widest, it's about 1 mile across, and it's about 350 feet deep. And one thing you want to know is that it is the primary source of drinking water for the city of Bellingham. And a lot of people that live around on the waterfront on the lake pull their water from Lake Whatcom as their drinking water. So there's about 120,000 people that get their drinking water from Lake Whatcom. So it is something that people really, the city and the county are very mindful of in keeping it pure. I personally love City of Bellingham drinking water. I'll drink right out of the tap and it's like, oh, that is delicious water. And you know, a lot of it has to do with, again, people are very mindful and they have a high value on water quality. And with that, there's a lot of regulations that come with development or anything like that. There's only certain times of year where you can disturb the soil around the lake. It's called the Lake Whatcom Watershed. So any of the water that sheds off the land into Lake Whatcom is considered Lake Whatcom Watershed. And again, it's more highly regulated. And here's a great example of how the city has done that right here. So Big Rock Park is this park right here. It's only about 2.5 acres, but this whole area where you see trees, the city of Bellingham bought that to preserve and create a natural area and a natural filtration for rainwater that flows into Lake Whatcom. So it's a great example of trying to preserve the purity of this area. Now let's get to the good part. The good part is water-related recreation. And as you can see, lots of waterfront property. Look at all those docks. Check this out. I mean, how fun does that look? All of these docks, all these homes are private docks. Dock your paddle boat, your sailboat, your power boat, your fishing boat, your surfboard. And that's just this end of the lake. So we've got these docks running all along Lake Whatcom. So every conceivable water-related activity you can come up with is available right here out your back door. Huge attraction for water sports, water recreation, swimming, fishing, water, wakeboarding, paddleboarding, e-foiling is something that I've done. I have a lot of fun with. And yeah, it is so conducive to awesome sports. I took a sailboat out on Lake Whatcom one day, and the wind came up at the end of the day when I was trying to come into the dock, and my wife met me there, and the wind kept blowing the sailboat off the dock, and we were screaming at each other over the sound of the wind to try to get the sailboat docked. I made it, I survived. And but fortunately, the dock is still there, and I still have a sailboat that works. So, but yeah, it is a great lake for all kinds of water-related activities. And if that's something that's important to you, definitely going to want to check it out. If you're like me, you love water views. I personally absolutely love water views. I can't get enough of them. And one of the things that I really like about the Lake Whatcom water views compared to like Edgemore or South Hill or Eldridge Avenue or Fairhaven, even downtown Bellingham, is that Yeah, those have great water views of Bellingham Bay, but you can't have a dock. You can't just walk out your backyard and go for a swim. It's you don't have direct access to Bellingham Bay from those neighborhoods. Right here, Silver Beach, boom, you're right there. You can have a property that is right on the water, waterfront, with your own dock, own private lakefront. And to me, that's even more valuable than ocean views that you would have over on the Bellingham side. But depends. Is that important to you or not? If it is, wow, you found heaven. We briefly talked about Bloedel, Donovan, the mill, in that whole lumber area that was donated to the city of Bellingham as a park. Well, here it is, Bloedel Donovan Park. Here's our aerial view. And as you can see, let's get a little closer. Here's our boat launch right here. Swimming area galore. So this whole area, and I've gone swimming through this whole area before. Actually, when I do the e-foiling launch right here, and then I'll ride that e-foil out this way. And I'll just kind of cruise around this area. But there's a swimming area all the way around here, floating docks, lots of sand. So they brought in sand, so it's super cool. And then we have a beach volleyball course, playground for the kids right there. There's a multi-purpose room, which is a gymnasium or a meeting place, kind of a civic center. But it is a great, there's also a place you can rent boats right here. And they have the rowing shells. So there's a rowing club if you wanted to row out on Lake Whatcom. My wife was a member of that for a few years. We both rowed on the crew team at Western. The other thing I like about the Bloedel Donovan Park is our trail system that we have in Bellingham. So this railroad trail that you see right here, that trail actually goes all the way through Alabama Hill neighborhood, takes you all the way into Barkley Village. But if you go this way on the railroad trail, I'll zoom out a little bit as we're talking about parks and other kind of recreation that's not related to water. If you take that railroad trail right along here, it follows and then it connects with a road called Birch. I don't know if I have that exactly right, but right up here, this is Galbraith Mountain, one of the premier mountain biking areas in the entire world. And so you could get from this part of Silver Beach, the Bloedel Donovan, probably you could get there in 20 minutes. It depends on how good of a rider you are or how fast you are. But you can leave your house, ride the trails to Galbraith Mountain, and then come back. So that is epic. All right, let's take a look over here. This is Big Rock Park. And Big Rock Park is really cool. It's a sculpture park. It's about 2.5 acres. You enter in right here off of Sylvan Street, and there's parking right in here. You walk through the gate, and you walk around this circular trail, and there's all these different outdoor sculptures to enjoy. So it's fun. I've enjoyed going up there and checking it out. So basically, that's what we've got inside the neighborhood itself. This is Big Rock Park, Bloedel Donovan. Of course, down here, Whatcom Falls Park. In the neighborhood, there are 2 small schools. There is Silver Beach Elementary School, which is right here, and then right next to it is a little preschool. And actually, I did a little research. Silver Beach Elementary School was actually a 1-room schoolhouse back in the late 1800s. When those early settlers were there and loggers and that kind of thing, they had to send their kids to school. So that location has been a school for over 100 years. That's kind of cool. So the profile of the neighborhood is primarily single-family detached homes. There are a few condos right through here, but most of them are single-family detached homes. We have a little tiny manufactured home community right there. But other than that, you've got single-family homes. There is a small little commercial spot right here on North Shore Drive. And there's a grocery store, there's a pizza, there's this cool little strip mall right here that has this great coffee shop called Lakeline. And there's a dental office right there. So a little strip mall, little grocery, convenient, close by. But other than that, we have mostly single-family detached homes. Like I said, there's about 1,300 homes in the neighborhood, and the price ranges are all over the place. If you bought a little manufactured home in that community, I mean, you might be able to find something for $150,000, $200,000. And then going from there, if you're along the waterfront, you get one of these luxury homes along the waterfront, along Del Este, you could be $3 million plus. There's quite a range in the homes that you can purchase there. Now, the better the view, the more expensive the house, the closer to the water, the more expensive the property. So be mindful of that as you're shopping in Silver Beach. The other thing I would say about the real estate profile for this neighborhood, there's about 45 houses a year that sell in the neighborhood, and they go quick. Days on market, these homes are highly desirable. They do not last long on the market. So be mindful of that as you are shopping in the Silver Beach neighborhood, that it is a high demand area. Let's talk about who the Silver Beach neighborhood is for. And in a simple phrase, I would just say it's for outdoor recreation minded people. If you're into all things related with water recreation, if you're into mountain biking, if you're into running or being on trails or going to parks, this is a great neighborhood for someone that is looking for those kind of activities. If you're okay being car dependent, commuting to where you need to go, because it's not a high walkability area, then this could be a good fit for you. And then finally, I would say, if you are someone that says, I want a luxury waterfront home, I want privacy, I want my own dock, then this is what the doctor ordered. Let me show you real quick as we run down south of Silver Beach. This is North Shore Drive, which is highly desirable. All these homes are high-end luxury homes. The cool thing about it is this side of the lake is the east side of the lake, so it's facing south and it's facing west. So we treasure and cherish sunshine here in the Pacific Northwest. And so that side of the lake gets all the sun in the afternoon and the evenings that the other side of the Lake Whatcom Boulevard side of the lake doesn't get. They get a lot of shadows in the afternoons. So your most desirable part of waterfront living here on Lake Whatcom is going to be from Del Este Point on up to Silver Beach, because it's the closest to Bellingham. As you come around Agate Bay and you get further down the lake, it's not quite as desirable because there's less houses and it's a longer commute. So be mindful of that. If that's what you're looking for, high-end luxury, waterfront, privacy, private dock, then Silver Beach, North Shore, that's the way to go. So there you have it. That's the map video of the Silver Beach neighborhood. Now you know where it's at, the different characteristics. And actually, if you're thinking about moving to the Bellingham area, anywhere outside of Silver Beach, let's talk. My contact information is below. Give me a call, shoot me an email, schedule an appointment. Let's connect. Let's figure out the best place for you to be here in Bellingham and beyond. And by the way, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and hit the notifications button so you can see all the new videos that I bring up about great locations like Silver Beach. Now, there is one street in Silver Beach that I never want you to forget, and it is called Electric Avenue. And every time I drive down Electric Avenue, I sing that song to myself by Eddie Grant. And so when you come to Bellingham and you drive along Electric Avenue, think about me, think about this great song. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the next video.